Hey, so the timelessness update. Jinky 5, moving from patience, the gift of patience, to the city of timelessness. This Jinky is in my pearl, so I have contemplated it quite a bit over the past year. Here's something that I've been within the Jinkies, and I'll weave some of the previous contemplations with my experiences of this week. This week they weren't really, there was some timelessness and a little bit of impatience, but I'll also bring what I've contemplated today. There's a couple of cool experiences I had with this Jinky. The first one was when I decided to be a Jinky's guide. I also decided to combine it with another transformational modality that I'm still being trained in. And my big epiphany then was that the shadow of impatience is actually of the greatest service to the whole. One of the biggest questions in the Jinkies wisdom is how can I be of the greatest service to the whole? And it doesn't necessarily mean to society, it means to the whole of humanity and the evolution, etc. So when I decided to add this other transformational modality into the Jinkies guidance, just so it's more important, so that people don't just have a cursory look, get overwhelmed, move on, etc. Like, okay, no, I'm gonna find something that I can really deliver a transformation, pretty much guaranteed in a short period of time, so that people really get sold, quote unquote, on the Jinkies. And it was there clear as day, my impatience. And it was the impatience that I felt was serving the whole the most, because I really was just dedicating a lot of my time and resources to learning this, just so I can be more effective in bringing the Jinkies to the people. So yeah, that was a big one, and it's precisely in this Jinky at the very end of the official Jinkies book chapter, where it says, again, plain as day, the same theme that is alluded to in multiple other ways throughout the book, is that there really isn't such a thing like shadows aren't bad. It's just one spectrum of consciousness. Once we realize it and stop resisting one state and trying to, move towards the other state. The analogy they use is the flame. Imagine yourself as the flame, just flickering in the wind, like I am right now. A little bit of flickering in the wind going on. And I will just flickering from shadow to gift to maybe city occasionally to shadow to gift, just flickering. It's the human existence, just flickering away and not resisting, not trying to be a candle, just flickering this way and not any other way. So I really loved it. I really loved that my impatience was of the greatest service to the whole. I saw how the shadow was of benefit to the whole, and then I really got, experientially got the fact that it's just a spectrum. It's not, shadows aren't bad. Shadows aren't necessarily there to transmute. Yes, they do point the way towards the gift and the acidic states, but they aren't necessarily something to judge or get rid of or transcend or transmute. So yeah. And then how this week? This week I really needed that reminder, because since last week I had a really big download dropped in that my body of work. I'm so excited, It wasn't before. I was just okay. I want to be a Jinkies guide, but what angle do I take? How do I present it? What's my lived experience? And what dropped in since about a week ago now is, wait a minute. So my lived experience is bliss, and really I just want to talk about bliss, share that it's possible to live in pretty much permanent state of bliss with just joy and happiness and very little, if at all, suffering. And yes, Jinkies is a big part of it, but it's not the only part. There's a few other elements where if you take any one of those away, I don't think I could sustain, a sustained state of bliss. So that's what dropped in. Like my body will work around bliss and all the elements I feel that are necessary, and the journey I can take people on to help them integrate every single one of these elements and how I can share. So all that dropped in, it was just so exciting. I'm like, okay, finally I feel embodied, individuated. Before through the Jinkies work, I was just individuating and really getting a sense of my innate qualities, gifts, etc. But this is like, oh, okay, this is me. This is what I'm meant to be doing and bringing out into the world. If not forever, but at least for now, it feels right. It feels like my unique self is in this work. And then I wasn't, I got it, and then I wasn't really. I started the web page, the excitement of it all, but then I wasn't doing anything. And obviously, the judgment crept in. Why aren't I doing it? I got this gift of download and the knowledge and everything piecing together. Why aren't I putting it out into the world? Why am I doing every other thing except for that? So yes, this judgment came in, and that's where the impatience, patience spectrum came in to help, because it was like, well, hello, timelessness. First of all, there is no timeline for bringing it out. Why do I feel like I need to, as soon as I got it, I got to do it now? I am a very important, one of the very important things I got in the last couple of weeks is that by trying so hard to get it out, I actually lost my bliss in my center. So one of the things I've been really practicing hard last couple of weeks is actually, wait, I got it all wrong. No, the bliss and staying in my center is the most important thing. And out of that outflows sharing or any kind of work in the world. I can't be suddenly rushing to do this work in the world and losing myself in it. So I was balancing this, the practicing of what I'm hopefully going to be preaching, the staying in my center, the prioritizing the rest, prioritizing self-care. At the same time, there's a lot of work on my other business that came through. I felt committed to obviously doing that, which is another thing I still need to unravel. Am I overcommitting there and sacrificing what I feel like I should be doing? But anyway, so yes, having that transit on the back of my mind and coursing through my veins, I'd like to think about it, really helped. Really helped to see my impatience, my judgment that, oh, I gotta do it now. I got it, so I gotta do it now. Otherwise, I'm doing it a disservice. I'm not doing it a disservice. It's part of my not only patience, the gift of patience, but also gift of simplicity and insight, which is my life's work and evolution. I'll talk about letting things digest, letting things settle, letting the mental processes kind of percolate. So it was really helpful. I exercised. I consciously deployed the gift of patience, of allowing myself time, not rushing it, not needing to. I got it now. I gotta get it. Tell everybody about it. Although I was telling everybody about it, just wasn't doing it. And then timelessness. In the last couple of days, especially, I've just really been leaning back into the timelessness. So what if not now? What if not this week? What if not even this year? What if not this lifetime? I already know enough that if the idea comes to me and I don't act on it, like it'll go to somebody else. What if not me? It's just taking the macroscopic look at things. And also that's how some of the things were coming through in my daily oracle card readings. Is just step back and take a bigger picture. When I step back and take a bigger picture, the timelessness dimension really becomes like crystallizes. There is nowhere to rush. And it goes back to teaching me being my own first student, like, no, the bliss of the current moment is the most important thing. Do that first. Out of that will flow anything that needs to flow out of me into the world. But also, it also doesn't. That's another thing I'm kind of embracing. I'll make a separate video on that. This week has been a lot of self judgment, not just around that, but around other things as well. So yes, sitting in timelessness. And this is one of the many things where I feel like I will have to go against the grain, not just commonly accepted societal standards, but also a lot of the new age and productivity and kind of current, what do we call it, paradigm, like best dream life paradigm or whatever. Uh, there's so much that's going to go against, I feel. I'm still finding, I'll start, I'm committing now out loud to start sharing more about it, but it's still a little bit nebulous. But I guess that's how I will learn to verbalize it all, right? It's through sharing, despite how nebulous and lacking for words I am around this concept. So timelessness definitely is key. Just this constant reminder that it doesn't have to be done now. I think that's what it means for me, timelessness. It doesn't have to be done now or at all. Just keep bringing myself to how am I feeling right now? Am I tired? Am I rested? Am I inspired? If I give myself, definitely what has been true throughout all these experiments is if I do give myself that time to rest and dawdle and zone out and contemplate, inevitably the energy or inspiration to get up and do something is there. But if I start with, oh, I gotta do this thing, that's, you know, that's the wrong attitude. That's the wrong way to live life. The other thing I gotta do is maintain my bliss and center and my peace by reminding myself of the timelessness of it all. There is no time. We're eternal beings. We're just experiencing this reality and just remain in the present moment and experience. And if the impulse comes to get up and do something, get up and do something. But you don't have to do anything. And it doesn't have to happen now or as soon as possible or any one of those time concepts. Just do not apply. Just keep resting into the timelessness. There's no future, there's no past. There is just now. Make sure you fully inhabit the now. Everything that needs to come through and all the energy and motivation for whatever needs to be done will arise out of that. This is the perfect timelessness right here. I'm glad that I'm able to share it. Alright, well, wishing you all the timelessness in the world.